Hello guys, I'm Josh and I welcome you to this channel. Today I want to tell you a story. But before then, if you're new on this channel, you want to hit the subscribe button and the notification button. Let's just ride together. Okay? Let's ride together. So you see, one very beautiful and loving thing about God is how that in every single one of his creation, he so vividly captures a crucial life principle that if you will pay close attention, you can learn from every creation and apply these principles to your advantage. And one of such beautiful creation is the Chinese bamboo. And this is not even a fable or a fiction, it is real. It's a plant in China which, like every other plant, requires the appropriate fertile soil, requires sunshine and the various tendering and nurturing that a farmer gives his crop. But one thing about this plant is that regardless of the appropriate soil, sunshine, and all this nurturing, for the first 1 year of its planting, nothing shows up, not even a prop out of the ground, regardless of how much the farmer nurtures or does everything he knows how to do. And same happens the second year, the third year, and even unto the fourth year. Not a prop, not a shoot out of the ground, nothing at all, nothing visible will have happened when you look at it from the physical standpoint. But then something intriguing happens in the fifth year. Within just 5 weeks into the fifth year, this Chinese bamboo grows to a height of as high as 90 feet. Now if you are having a little difficulty wrapping your head around what 90 feet looks like, just imagine a 10-story building. That's very much like how a 90 feet height looks like. Okay, so within this just 5 weeks into the fifth year, it grows to as high as that. Now, one critical question there is, did it take or does it take 5 weeks for the Chinese bamboo to grow for 90 feet? Now, the answer to this question will depend on the person who is being asked, of course. Now, if you happen to have visited that area where it was planted in the last maybe 5 weeks ago, and then you didn't see anything, nobody told you something had been happening behind the scene, and then just 5 weeks after you come around and you see this plant that is as high as 90 feet, you might just assume that it takes about 5 weeks for such a plant to grow to that height. Why? Because you were not aware of the processes that have been leading into this kind of growth. Very much like this, the principle of success. Any successful person in any field who seems to be achieving a high level of success in whichever measure, however easy it seems, very often there has been a process of growth that have been happening behind the scene. Moments of silent labors and a high devotion of consistent growth, even when nothing seems to be showing for. And this is applicable to everyone, from Kenneth Hagin to Elon Musk, from Barack Obama to even Cristiano Ronaldo. Regardless of the field, anyone who is doing something meaningful and something incredible, there has been some moments of silent labors and a devotion to the process of growth for a considerable length of time, regardless of how it looks. Okay, and so if you are someone out there who is grinding and you have been trying so hard to attain some level of success in any field, and it doesn't seem like anything seems to be showing up or showing forth, you just don't want to give up because nothing is showing up. Okay, one of the things you just need to ensure is to find out if you are on track and you are doing the right things, and this you can confirm by consulting the right materials or maybe listening to the right person, getting counsel from the right persons, especially people who have gone ahead of you in the endeavor that you are just setting out on. Just take for example the farmer of this Chinese bamboo. The patience that he was able to exercise often will come from understanding that this is how it is done and this is how it happens. He could only know this from listening to people or from personal experiences, and he knows that this is the right thing to do, and he knew that he was doing the right thing. Otherwise, he could grow impatient and try to uproot the seed from the ground to find out if something is happening. And when you start doing that, of course, you know what happens. You will be prolonging the manifestation period. The length of time it will take for it to manifest, when you have to be removing it every 6 months or every 1 year to find out if this thing is growing. You just have to trust the process, having ensured and verified that you are doing the right things. You just need to trust the process. So if you're out there and you have been grinding so hard trying to attain some level of success in any field and things don't seem to be happening as desirable as you expected it, keep grinding. You see, in the case of this Chinese bamboo, it needed to grow to a height of 90 feet, and for that kind of height to be sustained, it needed the right kind of rooting system, different from that of a maize or cassava, for example. If to sustain a 90 feet height, it requires some peculiar and solid rooting system, and it needed 4 years to build that kind of rooting system so that it could sustain that height that will happen within just 5 weeks. If that 5 weeks 90 feet growth had happened in the first year, it might not have produced the right kind of rooting and the depth of rooting needed to sustain that kind of height, and what would happen? It might crash so easily. And such may be the case with your own greatness. It may be just so huge that it requires some solid character base, competence base needed to sustain that level of success. And this moment of setback and hindrances you are going through here and there, and the slow growth that you seem to be experiencing here and there, they are just necessary to build that kind of character base, that kind of competence base that you need in order to sustain the level of greatness that will eventually happen hereafter. So you want to trust the process. Just ensure that you know you are on track and you are doing the right thing. You see, in the case of the farmer of this Chinese bamboo, you can be sure he would have become more patient, faithful, and persevering simply because he has an awareness of the history of the Chinese bamboo and how it goes, how it works, and how it is being done. And this he probably has got from people who had gone ahead or from personal experiences. So in your case, you just want to consult the right materials, consult the right people, and get the appropriate counsel that will give you the assurance that you are doing the right things. And having known that you are doing the right things, you just want to stick in there and keep grinding. Keep preparing today. Someday, your time is going to come and you're going to be glad you stay in there. Now, I trust that this has been helpful to you one way or the other, and if that is so, kindly hit the like button. You'll be promoting the channel by doing so, and we appreciate you so much for that. And if you're new on this channel, please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification button so you'll be one of the first persons to be notified as soon as a new video hits this channel. Once again, my name remains Alan Josh, and I'm going to be right back again in my next video. Have a great time.